You know, there comes a time in every young girl's life where they are on the internet and they stumble upon an article that blows their mind out the back and the front of their face. That article says that Microsoft, well, Xbox gamers, do not care about quality. And that's why they're going to win with Game Pass. Yeah, this actually happened.
سلام بچه‌ها، چطورین؟ چه خبر؟ چیکار میکنید؟ در چه حالین؟ امیدوارم هر کجا که هستین مثل همیشه روز و شب خیلی خفن و توپی و سپری کرده باشین و حالتون هم عالی باشه. من دیوان هستم، خیلی خوش اومدین به یه ویدیو دیگه از چنل من. توی این ویدیو قراره بریم یه سری بزنیم به چنل دیالر گیمینگ که بیشتر در مورد ایکس باکس صحبت میکنه. همین اولم یه نکته جالب گفت که ممکنه توی زندگی هر کسی این اتفاق بیفته که توی اینترنت در حال جستجو باشه و یهو با یه مقاله‌ای مواجه بشه و این مقاله از جلو عقب بخوره تو صورتش و توش نوشته شده باشه که ایکس باکس خوبه و گیمراش زیاد به کیفیت اهمیت نمیدن و به همین دلیله که قراره با گیم پس پیروز بشه. اوکی بریم تو کارش، بریم سراغ ادامه ویدیو.
Breaking report, Xbox Game Pass is going to win Microsoft's console.
خب ایکس باکس قراره که پیروز بشه.
Because people in the ecosystem, people on the service do not care about quality.
به کیفیت اهمیت نمیدن.
But instead care about quantity.
به کمیت اهمیت میدن. این در مورد یه مقاله است، خودش اینو نمیگه. خودش میگم طرف ایکس باکسه.
We're going to get into this. So this is incredibly interesting to me because many of us out here have been talking about wanting more and bigger and better things from Xbox, and as a result, look at them. Look at where they're going. Look at what.
یکی خب ما خیلی پیش اومده که اینجا در مورد نکات مثبت ایکس باکس حرف زدیم و این داستانا. و اونا کارهای خیلی خفنی کردن و دارن انجام میدن.
You in the chat, myself, people like us have asked for better, and as a result, now look where they're at. Meanwhile, this article likes to pretend like we are
تیکاش هم داره میندازه.
in 2014. Now, I'm sure they're not the only ones, right? We've got IGN repping the PlayStation chain.
خب مثل این که یکی از IGN گردنبند پلی استیشن رو گردنشه. به به.
By the way, this has been verified. This is a real IGN comment recently during a
این تایید شده. یه کامنت IGN
live stream. IGN said, "I love how people say PlayStation has no games when Battlefield will be on both. And PS5 just got both Ratchet and Clank and Returnal. But what was the last Xbox
یا خدا، از طرف IGN یه همچین حرفی در اومده، پشمام تاییدم شده. یا خدا، میگه که میتونید بخونید دیگه خودتون. و نوشته که عاشق اینم که مردم میگن که پلی استیشن هیچ گیمی نداره و بتلفیلد قراره که روی هر دوتا بیاد و پلی استیشن 5 دوتا تا الان بازی گرفته، بازی خفن ریترنال و رچت. و آخرین بازی ایکس باکس چی بوده؟ آخرین انحصاری ایکس باکس.
Exclusive internet points if you can guess. Now, again, this is real. This is actually
یه واقعیه. پشمام.
People have gone back through this live stream and found this actual comment by this verified
یکی رفتن توی اون لایو استریم و پیدا کردنش.
IGN account.
تایید شده است.
Some people say, hey, the guy in the PlayStation chain forgot to sign out. We know
پشمام چه تیکه خفنی انداخت. گفت که طرف یادش رفته بود که ساین اوت بکنه.
IGN, some guys that prefer either brand, but really, seriously, IGN, get it together. Get it together.
جمعش کن.
That gym right there. I mean, just a quick side note. I want to throw that out there real quick. I found that interesting. And shout out to this guy for thinking that this was going to go over well. Yeah, I have no idea. Does he even work? This is someone's kid? I have no.
یه بچه رو گذاشتم اونجا.
So some people wonder where the biased media thing comes in. Hey, I've never pushed that narrative on the channel, but I've seen it happen. I've seen it, and this is another example. And hopefully that guy remembers to log out of the IGN account. And you just reminded people why they don't go to IGN.com anymore. We also reminded people what an appetizer tastes like. Hey, that was just an appetizer. The main course is, well, today, metro.co.uk. They don't represent all people from the UK, by the way. I'm told by Nanopolin.
خب سایت مترو.
Shout out to him. Many of you guys sent me this article, and
یه مقاله واسش فرستادن.
It's a doozy. All right, so Xbox Game Pass will win for Xbox.
گیم پس قراره که پیروز بشه. چه خوب. چون مردم بیشتر به کمیت اهمیت میدن نسبت به کیفیت.
reader feature, whatever that means. Hey, look, I can put a guy on my channel. Man, go ahead and show people smoke crack rocks. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Oh, it's a creator feature. It's a crackhead. Yeah, he's still a crackhead on my channel. This is still a very, very ridiculous article on this.
یه مقاله بسیار بسیار مضحکیه.
Apparently, many people say ridiculous website. So first and foremost, the reader does agree that Microsoft won E3. Yeah. He does, however, admit that he's not an Xbox fanboy. So that's, I mean, hey, that's good. I guess he can criticize both and give credit where it's due. That's always welcome. Apparently, according to these guys, it's not fair that Microsoft have so much money and Sony don't in the console war, quote unquote. Yeah, from this point forward, just imagine the tables were reversed and picture yourself thinking that this guy would be upset at literally any of this. The answer's no, he wouldn't. He's basically mad that Microsoft are doing things better than Sony, all while saying very dumb things. Anyway. Now here's where it gets fun for me, right? He says, what worries me even more is just how predictable and unimaginative their games have been up until now. Halo and Forza are very well known, and everything else seems to be just Western first-person role-playing games. That are multiplayer games. He continues by saying, I don't know what Microsoft meant by their most diverse first-party lineup ever, but in terms of games and country of origin, it could hardly be less diverse. So this blows my mind because they've got studios all around the world, right? They've got everything from Ninja Theory,
Ninja Theory,
all the way
as Hellblade,
Turn 10, all the way to the guys over at Bethesda. And then to really cap it off, they've got all kinds of global publishing deals on top of their continuing search for more developers and studios, the most recent of which
و همینجوری دنبال دیولپرها و استودیوهای بیشتری هستن که باهاشون همکاری بکنن.
The likes of, let's say, Avalanche, things like that. Rumors of Crytek being acquired as well. They've got teams all around
Crytek و Avalanche.
the world. They are the most diverse publisher in the history of the planet because of this. And they do create a number of genres when it comes to video games. Everything from RTS, which again, there's no other first-party studios from anyone else making RTS games or even publishing RTS games. Microsoft are making Age of Empires. They've had Halo Wars. They do dominate the RTS genre right now. And while some of you might not want to count that as a game for some reason, guess what? It's a game. And some people like them. But bottom line, Microsoft are the most diverse publisher out there. They own the most diverse set of studios. I think they have the most diverse set of IP. And overall, I think they're the biggest IP of all time collectively when it comes to everything that they own. He says, fool that I am, I imagined that this E3 might be the place where they finally announced a Japanese first-party studio, but no, nothing. While also taking note of the one they do own when they acquired ZeniMax, but it doesn't count because it was an accident, right? So he wants them to purposely go do it so it matters and so the money actually spends itself I'm lost, man. Never mind. He says there's still been no attempt to engage with Japan, and there has also been...
لعنتی اینا تو مراسمشون اون همه بازی نشون دادن. میگه که هنوز چیزی نیست که بتونن با ژاپنیا درگیر بشن. بابا بیا برو.
No attempt to start a studio from Europe or South America or anywhere. Well, for one, they've actually got a headquarters in Japan for this stuff now. That's actually happened in the last couple of years. Now he says that Microsoft do not see this as a problem, even though Phil has publicly stated over and over that they're actually looking for some stuff in that area. Look, I'm gonna warn you. There's a little mini rant coming up because of the lack of general knowledge. It just kind of hit me all at once. But really, he finally starts to wrap it up, right? Get to the point by saying, so we have a pretty clear pair of alternatives here. Microsoft and their less interesting first-party games, as well as Game Pass, versus Sony. And of course, you know, we've all heard it, right? They're critically acclaimed exclusives that cost $70. Now remember, this guy thinks $70 is actually warranted for one. He's not looking at their books and if the ink's black or red. He's not looking at their profits on the microtransactions that cover their game development costs alone by itself. He just thinks that games need to cost $70 because, hey, it's been 10, 20 years and the market is bigger than it ever has been and there isn't DLC.
بچه اینکه صحبت نمی‌کنم به خاطر اینه که خیلی نمیخوام هی استاپ بکنم ویدیو رو، هی نگه دارم حرف بزنم و این باعث میشه که تایم ویدیو طولانی تر بشه و شما هم بعد خسته میشین و اذیت میشین. اینجا کلمات داره مینویسه و دو سه تاشو شما بخونید متوجه داستان میشید که داره چی میگه. در مورد قیمت بازیای پلی استیشن داره صحبت میکنه و طرف معتقده که باید خب 70 باشن چون 10 سال گذشته 15 سال گذشته. خب این نه اون مقاله کسی که مقاله رو نوشته.
I mean, I really need you to stop and think about what you're doing when you're defending $70 games.
داره از بازیای $70 دفاع میکنه.
Right. Look, I get it. We may not even have a choice to pay a little bit more, even more. But to act like it means it's better. Destruction All-Stars was going to be $70 when it
دیستراکشن استارز $70 پشما. تو بازی الان دارم بات اضافه میکنن.
All right.
ای
now,
خدا.
that the problem here, well, of course, aside from his logic, is that for anybody other than somebody who is video game obsessive, the choice is clear. It's Microsoft. That's the problem. If it were Sony, if they were the obvious choice, thanks to value, that probably wouldn't be a problem. I'm betting. Look, I don't know. Let's call him Timmy. I'm betting Timmy here would not have an issue with Sony if they were the obvious choice, right? You didn't have a single issue with that, regardless of how they've hidden things from you and tried to mislead you about cross generation. Led the charge.
چیا رو دارن ازت قایم میکنن؟
Price hikes for video games in general. Just to name a few. Yeah, Microsoft's the problem. I mean, they did try to double the price of Xbox Live like morons during the pandemic, which we all talked about and spoke out about. But yeah, they've been pretty pro-consumer for the most part. We'll get back into what they're actually doing in a minute. Now, he does say, as good as most, but not all Sony first-party games are. As soon as you buy 3 or 4, you do realize how much value Game Pass has. Well, duh. Now, he continues by saying, I hate this because it reduces gaming to a question of quantity versus quality, and most people are always going to choose quantity. For one, this is a stupid argument. Where is your proof, for one? This is called value, not
راست میگه. مدرک تو کجاست اصلا این صحبت رو داری انجام میدی؟
quantity versus quality. This is called
کمیت در برابر کیفیت.
Hey, Forza Horizon 4 is a 92 Metascore game.
فورزا هورایزن 4 متا 92
And you get it in Game Pass for no additional cost.
بدون هیچ هزینه زیادی روی گیم پس میتونید بگیریدش.
Do you like all the Bethesda titles? Do you like Doom Eternal? One of the
دوم ایترنال بازی‌های بتزدا.
best games that came out that year. No additional cost. Fallout, same thing.
Fallout,
Halo, Master Chief
Halo.
Collection, same thing. Right? I mean, every game coming forward, are these horrible games? Are these going to be a flight simulator? A 90-something meta? Horrible? It's a low quality.
یک فلایت سیمولیتر با متای خفنش 90 واقعا وحشتناکه.
Quality title for quantity's sake, right? This is where I think
به این میگی تو کمیت.
this argument just it never had a leg, but I don't understand why people can't stop and think about their own argument and then realize what they played in Destruction All-Stars. Realize what you played in days.
ای خدا. یعنی حرف این دیستراکشن استارز رو میزنه من میترکم از خنده.
According to your own logic, again, I like this game, but don't shoot yourself. Don't blow your own toes off with a 357 Magnum here. You don't have to do this. We don't.
میگه با مگنوم 375 به خودت شلیک نکن.
Crutches today. A lot of appeal for a lot of different people. It's their goal to keep the service profitable and bringing in titles like MLB The Show. Is MLB The Show trash? It's a Sony first-party game. It's one of those bangers. How come it hit Game Pass day and date? Money talks. And it really sucks that it's the obvious value option because it's not because Sony didn't do it, but Microsoft did. He says people are always going to choose quantity. No, that's not the case. I say it all.
میگه که مردم همیشه میرم سمت کمیت.
Time myself. Quality over quantity.
به نظر خودم این اشتباهه، با اینکه اصلا دوست ندارم تو این ویدیو نظر خودم رو بگم، ولی خب کاملا منطقیه که این اشتباهه. هیچ کس نمیتونه این موضوع رو تایید بکنه.
When it comes to Microsoft producing games, the thing I value most, almost over everything right now, is time, and that's the one thing you cannot pay any amount of money to get back. Really, I value my time, and I want to play the games that I really enjoy playing. It doesn't really matter what the Metascore is. I just want to play what I enjoy playing. I don't want to sit there and waste time playing a game I don't like. Now, here's one of the more stupid statements here. There's not a single argument for Xbox over Sony that doesn't involve better value. Value, it's big. How much are you paying? What are you getting in return? That's what you base every single decision off of when it comes to gaming, just about, if you think about it. Secondly, what do you want people to say? Well, I would go to PlayStation Now, but you know,
PlayStation Now.
I guess I'll take less value because it's Sony. What do you want people to do, right? Do you just want to? How about you just ask for better? Say, hey, Sony, give us your first-party titles, day and date, and PlayStation.
یک سونی این بازی‌های جدیدت روز عرضه
like you eventually will, and just tell them to stop lying to you about crap. But if you value a lot of games for a little bit of money, knowing that you don't own them, which everyone does, they're not bullying you.
یکی اگه به خاطر یه مقدار پول بیشتر داری به بازی‌ها ارزش و بها میدی، این درست نیست.
Why don't you just ask Sony to do better instead of complaining that Microsoft is doing better than Sony at something, basically saying, well, they're going to choose Xbox and it's Microsoft and that's why it sucks. Just ask Sony to do better and compete, and maybe they will. And of course, he had to make sure that he wasn't a fanboy once more, quote unquote. I'm not a fanboy, but man, it's so obvious. Xbox sucks compared to PlayStation. He states that nobody's buying an Xbox for the exclusives over PlayStation, even though they got the best racers and the strategy games and the first person.
Hey, check this out.
Hey, how much money did you make last week?
$3,000.
Shooters and stuff like that. You know, hey, again, credit where it's due, right? That's I don't know. It seems like he's just butthurt, kind of like the last person we covered, the DualShockers guy. He says, apart from everything, there are no Xbox Series X exclusives yet. Yes, there are.
یکی هیچ انحصاری در حال حاضر واسه Xbox Series X نیست.
The medium instantly came to mind, and again, you might say it's trash.
Medium هست.
But you might want to keep an eye on those Metascores and really keep in mind what you said before about that stuff. Yeah, it's a third-party deal, but so is Demon Souls, right? At the end of the day, it's a false claim. So not only is he saying the Series X doesn't have any exclusives, because we're all only buying these things for exclusives. The 3080 Ti will have all these exclusives for it on the PC. But he's also saying, well, at the very best, you are just hoping and praying that Halo Infinite isn't as bad as it looks, or Starfield is something interesting, something that you imagined it to be, which I'm sure you wouldn't have had an issue with this had it come to PlayStation as well. Ultimately, he says Microsoft are going to win because of the sheer volume of content at a reasonable price. No, a fantastic price. No, Microsoft are going to win because of their foresight, right? Their investment back into their consumer, giving them the things they want. And
یکی مایکروسافت پیروز میشه چون سرمایه گذاری رو روی مشتری خودش کرده.
Up top that list is always value. Just one of many things that we all.
جالبه.
And he also thinks it's naive to think that Sony can compete with their amazing games like God of War.
یکی فکر میکنه سونی میتونه رقابت بکنه با بازی‌های شگفت انگیز مثل خودش.
And he says the only thing they can do, and it saddens him to say this, but the only thing they can do is to create their own Game Pass, which I'm sure they can't afford to do. I'm pretty sure Sony can count higher than you can, okay? These guys have been doing this for a long time. Do you not pay attention to analytics? This MLB The Show was one of the best-selling sports games in the history of Xbox. And 2K, Madden, they all do great on Xbox. And it was in Game Pass day and date, free of charge for 20, 30 million users.
20 میلیون کاربر پشمام.
Best-selling. Keyword.
بهترین فروش یا خدا.
Secondly, Sony already have a Game Pass competitor. As a matter of fact, they started it 2014, something like that, with PlayStation Now. Literally wanting to charge you a monthly fee to stream your games to you instead of offering backwards compatibility.
خب اون طرف میگه پلی‌استیشن هم یه سیستمی داره پلی‌استیشن ناو و میتونی استریم بکنی.
You remember that? Yeah, that's turned into a full-on Game Pass clone without the ability to have day-and-date titles in there. Though they have tested this and it has spiked users, you can expect that to come at some point. Ultimately, this guy is really, really afraid, and he thinks Sony are doomed. Oh, and also Game Pass is doom and gloom, and it's the only thing they care about, even though they've invested more in console hardware with their dual SKU approach and all that, and anyone else, and all this other stuff. And they've ensured that your games are cross-play, cross-buy, which you refuse to ask for. And also, guess what? They want to bring your back and pass stuff with you, and they want to make it better than ever, free of charge. Guess what? You're not mentioning you don't care about that. That's right. Okay, so yeah, they're not pro-consumer at all, and they're not doing things at all So feel free to submit your trash opinion on this website. Someone will send me that one. And it's useless noise out there in the ether.
ببین خوشم میاد اینا، ببین از کسی نمیترسن. توی ایران تو اسم یه یوتیوبر، اسم یه استریمر رو بیاری، آی نمیدونم داستان فلانی در مورد فلانی صحبت کرد، ببین وبسایت رو باز کرده داره میره پایین، هر چی از دهنش داره در میاد به وبسایت میگه، آزاد راحت داره نظرشو میگه.
Just opinions that are wrong, believe it or not. These are things that people think and feel while they don't even take a second to look into anything they're worried about or really just fake outraged about some plastic. This is gaming. You're supposed to have fun with this crap. You just spontaneously combust it somehow. You're running around in circles, fear-mongering everything. You don't even understand half the stuff you're saying is not accurate. So, yeah, I guess this is why people kept sending this to me. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Pretty ridiculous argument.
آره واقعا بحث مسخره بود. حالا بذار تموم بشه. یکی کسایی که خلاصه گیم پس دارن به کیفیت اهمیت نمیدن، اونا به کمیت اهمیت میدن. میگه که تو اینو در نظر نمیگیری که چه تایتلای خفنی روی همین گیم پس هست. You'll play Godzilla. It's fine. You'll play all the worst trash and you'll pay for it. You'll pay $50 a month to play the worst games and waste your time. You know, the one thing we don't really have a lot of. تیکشو به پلیستیشن ناو انداخت. Okay.
And guess what? You haven't asked for better. You haven't been talking for 5 or more years as a community about how Microsoft needs to step it up. Now, some have been damage controlling every single thing they do, but still. Many of us have been saying, look, Microsoft, you got to do this, you got to do this. Look at where they're at now. And it's because of those of us in the comments, those of us on the videos, those of us on Twitter that have nicely, constructively said, hey, Microsoft, we want some bigger, more blockbuster style AAA games. It's been a while. Or, hey, Microsoft, we want some more unique indie type experiences.
بازی
ایندی. We want a more powerful console. We're tired of this.
کنسول قوی تری می‌خوایم.
Or Microsoft, hey, can you get rid of the free-to-play paywall? Or Microsoft, hey, can you buy some studios? This is
میتونی استودیو بخری.
The list goes on and on. So let me know your list down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video.
اینجاش جالب بود. یه بار دیگه اینجا رو بخونیم.
Some more those of us on Twitter that have nicely, constructively said, hey, Microsoft, we want some bigger, more blockbuster style AAA games. It's been a while.
بازی‌های بزرگتر.
Or, hey, Microsoft,
شیکاده‌های بزرگتر. ایندی‌های خفن می‌خوایم. کنسول قوی‌تر می‌خوایم. پیکسل بالاتر.
Or Microsoft, hey, can you get rid of the free-to-play paywall? Or Microsoft, hey, can you buy some studios?
می‌تونی چند تا استودیو بخری.
This is ridiculous. You know, the list goes on and on. So let me know your list.
یه لیست همینجوری ادامه داره.
Down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. Let me know if you subscribed. That'd be awesome. And if you haven't, consider the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Check out the links down below for the patron and, of course, the channel memberships. You support the channel. I put content out. I at least hope to be a voice for some of you when it comes to this kind of stuff, because this stuff has got to be said. And holy crap, it took 17 minutes to say. Wow, I really do not want to edit all the holy crap. I seriously appreciate you guys if you're still here. And by the way, I know that I'm feeding into this, that I'm doing what they want, but also it kind of goes both ways. They gave me something interesting to make fun of, and hopefully you guys entertained for a minute. And of course they.
ببین چقدر جالبه، آخرش خودش میگه که ببین قضیه فانه، خب سرگرمیه.
You know, people knowing never to go to metro.co.uk. Shout everyone over there in the UK. I know they do not represent you. Thank you for watching this video, and of course, check out my last one. I'm dealing.
Okay. اینم از این ویدیو بچه‌ها، امیدوارم که لذت برده باشید. من خیلی صحبت نکردم، خودتون احتمالاً متوجه داستان شدید. نیازی نبود که دیگه من صحبتی بکنم و دوست ندارم که خلاصه نظرات خودم هم اینجا قاطی کار بکنم. همونطور که توی ویدیوهای قبل گفتم، اینجا قراره که بیشتر سر بزنیم به چنل‌های انگلیسی و ببینیم که چی صحبت میکنن. دیدین اونور چه خبر بود، چه داستانی بود اونور، حالا اینور ببین چه خبره. اینجا هم دیدی، حالا منتظر باش ببین ویدیوهای بعد تو رو کجا میبرم. داستان خواهیم داشت. نظراتتون حتما برام تو بخش کامنت ها بنویسید و بگید که نظر شما چیه در مورد این وبسایت هایی که اینجوری صحبت میکنن، طرفداری پلی استیشن رو میکنن، میگن که ارزش داره پلی استیشن بازی میکنه $70. اون $70 عالی فوق العاده است، چون $10 گرونتر کرده بازیش ارزش بازی کردن رو داره و ایکس باکس آشغال. نمیدونم با گیم پس قراره که برنده بشه و کسایی هم که گیم پس دارن به کیفیت اهمیت نمیدن و به کمیت اهمیت میدن. دوست دارم نظرات شما رو هم تو بخش کامنت ها بخونم، به صورت کاملا مسالمت آمیز میتونیم با هم دیگه صحبت بکنیم بدون نیاز به دعوا و هجوم بردن و این داستانا. با هم دیگه رفیق هستیم و هیچ مشکلی نداریم. اینجا هم فقط سرگرمی بارها گفتم، این کمپانی‌ها بچه‌ها به ما نیاز دارن، محتاج پول ما هستن، پس اونان که باید برای ما هرس بخورن نه ما. دمتون گرم، مرسی که تماشا کردید. لایک ویدیو فراموش نشه و خلاصه نظری هم داشتید حتما برام تو بخش کامنت ها بنویسید. برای همتون آرزوی موفقیت و سلامتی دارم. امیدوارم همیشه لبخند روی لبتون باشه و هر کنسولی رو که دارید و روی هر پلتفرمی که هستید امیدوارم ازش لذت ببرین و امیدوارم شب و روز خیلی خفنی داشته باشید. خیلی زود دوباره میبینمتون. فعلا گود بای. See you.